All right, so we'll be demonstrating a hex bar deadlift. So to set up, you'll stand in the hex bar itself. Your feet will be shoulder width apart, and you'll squat down with your scapula pushed together, chest out. You'll squat down and grab the bars with your hands. All right, and then you'll stand up. You'll push the floor away with your feet, and this cue will help the lifter initiate the movement by focusing on lower body power rather than pulling with the arms. When you push the floor away, you're engaging your legs and hips to create the initial force to lift the bar off the ground. And once you're at the top, you're gonna drive the hips through, and that cue teaches the lifter to perform a full hip extension rather than leaning back. You're driving your hips forward and squeezing your glutes to bring your body to a standing position.
The most important thing when dealing with a client is that we're ensuring their safety. Step one is making sure the area is clear. We don't want the client to be stepping on anything or drop their weight on anything. So that's always step one, making sure the area is clear. Step two, when they're performing the deadlift, if they're not gonna feel safe, make sure to be standing to the side with a hand towards the back and a hand towards the chest, just in case they are to tip over. Just like so. And then lastly, make sure to give your client a target to lock in on. That you don't want it to be too high or too low. You want it to be something right in the center of their eyes to lock in on, to make sure their neck isn't moving up or down and that their spine is staying in alignment. If the client doesn't feel comfortable with any of these spotting techniques, then you can regress to dumbbells.
After regressing from the hex bar deadlift, the client could switch over to dumbbells or kettlebells. In this case, the client is going to switch over to dumbbells on an elevated surface to relieve any potential stress on the lower back and help maintain a straight posture with the back straight, chest pulled out, and the shoulder blades retracted.
All right, one way that you could progress when doing the hex bar deadlift, besides adding extra weight, would be to add extra range of motion. We are doing this by adding a plate or two onto the ground, and this would allow for a greater stretch in the movement. This will only be performed once a client has a thorough knowledge of back stability. Perfect. Alrighty, another way that you can do this along with this is a slower eccentric as Drew is performing. This would allow for more time under tension, which can increase hypertrophy when performing the exercise. So those are some progressions that you can do besides just adding weight.